This is exactly, but I mean exactly what you should do, my gorgeous Aquarius, right at the beginning of this week. Someone is going to try to have an argument with you. Someone is going to try to wind you up. Someone is going to kind of challenge you and irritate you a little bit. But this in itself is most simply and most certainly not worth your time. And even more so because you are gonna decide to walk away from this. You are gonna decide to go into towards the opposite direction, which is absolutely brilliant. So my gorgeous Aquamarini, right at the beginning of this week, someone is going to challenge you. Someone is gonna try to wind you up. Someone is gonna try to have a little bit of argument with you, but you are, my gorgeous Aquamarini, gonna be really clever and really smart, and you are gonna decide to walk away from that in an opposite direction. At that moment in time, something beautiful, something amazing, something remarkable is going to happen. You're gonna walk away from that, which is absolutely the right thing to do, but at the same time you're slowly but surely gonna start walking towards something so important, because some kind of opportunity, and I will tell you this in a second. If you didn't walk away from that argument, I know that this is gonna sound mental, but if you didn't walk away from that argument, you see, then you would kind of be distracted unnecessarily, and that distraction would make you to kind of fail to see a literally magical opportunity, which is gonna happen to you straight away after. You would be distracted and you wouldn't notice this. So this is why this is so important, because it's at the same time going to help you to reconnect with yourself. After that moment in time, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you are going to become aware of this absolutely amazing news. This news is going to be pretty much so connected to something that you've been working on, this is going to be your success. This is going to be very personal to you, but the bottom line is that this in itself, it's a really great accomplishment. And now this is where things are going to start becoming really interesting, because you are going to become aware of a new possibility, of an important possibility. This is going to be remarkable, and I don't need to tell you what this is. Trust me, you will know, because you're going to feel inspired like you haven't felt inspired in a long time. Let me tell you even further, that new possibility, as soon as you become aware of that new possibility, which is going to inspire you so much, at that very moment in time, you're also going to plant a little seed. At that moment in time, you're going to give a birth to this particular thing already, which means that in exactly 1 year from now on, that new possibility, it's gonna explode in the best possible way, and it's gonna bring to you such a powerful outcome, like, oh my goodness. So this is why this is so important. And I need to mention, like, when it comes to that possibility that you're going to become aware of, you know that in your mind you're going to think like, oh, this is going to take a long time, this and that. No, baby, no. In as little as 1 year time, you are going to be able to see such a great, amazing outcome, which is going to make one of the biggest impacts on your life. And you're also going to feel ridiculously proud of yourself. When I say ridiculously, you know what I mean. You're going to feel extremely proud of yourself, and you're going to reach the destination that you could have only dreamt of. Okay, so this is why this is so important, and you have to trust your instincts like never ever before. This is going to be step in the right direction when it comes to that possibility. This is like, oh my god, this is like possibility. You know, this this is like the step in the right direction. And that in itself, it's gonna also be so beneficial when it comes to you feeling so much happier, but also on another hand, when it comes to your finances and your financial situation, this possibility that you're gonna become aware of, which is gonna inspire you like, oh my God, it's at the same time, just remember what I said. As soon as you become aware of this possibility, at that moment in time, you're already going to give a birth to this. So it's already starting the process of manifestation in itself. But this, you see, it's gonna like a further down the line, just a couple of days after, you are gonna get a pretty much so very interesting indication, and in the form of a sign, knowing that financially this is gonna be brilliant for you, but also knowing that you are doing something really, really wise. And this in itself, it's also going to be your time for action. You must not wait with this whatsoever. You need to understand that this is going to manifest in as little as 1 year time, but it's also gonna, within the next few weeks, it's gonna already give you that much needed confidence in confidence, which is going to pretty much make you want to transform your life, because now you're tapping into something absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. And it is almost impossible not to notice what this energy is going to do to you. Just pay attention to how much more energetic you're gonna feel like while you're thinking about it, let alone what this is actually going to bring into your life. Absolutely remarkable, my gorgeous Aquamarini, in so many different ways indeed. This is about to bring the whole new perspective. This is about to bring such a powerful control, stability. You're about to ground yourself and recenter yourself like never before. This is going to be remarkable. And also, when it comes to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, I do need to mention again to keep on taking moringa powder. You do need to keep on taking moringa powder if you possibly can for the next few months. But now, right at this moment in time, it is ever so important, because it's going to give you an absolutely perfect, the right amount of vitamins, minerals, this very powerful nutrition, and also at the same time it's a lot to do with the potassium, and it's something that you do really need at the moment. The reason why moringa powder is going to be so significant for you also, it's because it's going to boost your immune system, it's going to give you lots of energy, and also on another note, it's going to be super beneficial when it comes to flushing toxins, get rid of toxins out of your system. It is just so important. And on another note, what else I was going to mention, to not forget to keep on taking a natural B vitamin complex that I highly prefer if you take in a liquid form. It's going to be much better for you, and it's going to be easier to be absorbed by the body. And also when it comes to natural vitamin B complex, I prefer if you take this, as I said, in drops, and also if you put it underneath your tongue, for example, the certain amount of drops, and just wait 20 seconds and then just swallow it. The vitamin B complex is going to be beneficial when it comes to your energy levels, when it comes to a little bit of stress you will be going through, and it's also going to be superb when it comes to your energy levels. It is perfect and absolutely fine to take natural B vitamin complex the first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, and I think it's a perfect time to take it, because it's also going to re-energize you and give you the energy. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Aquamarini, or not. And what else is actually going to take place when it comes to the mid of this week? Well, let me tell you, you are really gonna deal with this challenge. You are going to have this challenge, and you are gonna really be very successful when it comes to this challenge that you are going to be dealing with. This is brilliant because it's almost immediately going to like kind of show you the way where the action is. You will know exactly what do you need to do when it comes to knowing like where the action is. What do you need to do next? For example, the next step is going to be revealed. Why? Because you are at the same time, by you dealing with this challenge so successfully, listen to me very carefully, at around the midweek you are going to be dealing with this challenge and you're going to be very successful, and that in itself it's really going to be such a fantastic moment in time, because you are gonna at the same time you're gonna let go of your kind of belief system that no longer work for you. And that is just so important, you know, because it's going to lead towards like a pretty much a life-changing event. And that life-changing event that I'm talking about, it's going to be connected to this situation, which is going to lead to absolutely mind-blowing opportunities. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, when it comes to the midweek, you know, there is this specific information that you are going to have. This specific information that you are going to have is going to be connected to one specific person. This is all you needed. This is all you were waiting for, because it's also to do with something that you were worrying so much for such a long time. Something that you were worrying, something that was making you feel so sad, something that was making you feel so depressed, something that was making you feel so negative. And it is indeed connected to one particular person. So somebody was causing this. So this in itself, it's by this information that you're going to have, it's really going to shed a light on this particular situation. And it's you doing the right thing. It's to do with somebody, you know, one specific person in your life that became like a pretty much so very dark, very negative and very unhealthy and very poisonous attachment. So it's to do with the one specific person indeed, and that in itself is going to be such an important time of renewal. This is going to be an important time of your rejuvenation, an important time of your renewal. Why? It's because you are a couple of days after that, you know, you are just going to find yourself being quite nostalgic. You're going to be thinking about all sorts of things that are happening right now, that happened to you in your near past, that happened to you like a long time ago. My goodness, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you're gonna be like all around the place, and it's all gonna start by you kind of seeing something, connecting to something, and then you're just gonna connect to like your childhood and things that happened to you like a long time ago. And that's how it's all going to start. You're gonna be thinking about so many different things, and you know, this in itself, it's gonna bring you to the point where you're gonna kind of review slowly but surely what you're going to be actually doing while you're bouncing from one thing to another in your mind. You're actually reviewing the past and the present, and you're actually, that is going to be so important, because it is going to be beneficial when it comes to you planning, you know, a bright new future, because you are going to understand something about yourself that you never understood before. What are you going to understand? It's like it's pretty much so, it's you're going to better understand your life purpose. There you go. This is all what all this is going to boil down to. You better understanding your life purpose, and that in itself is going to be so important, because it's going to lead towards you releasing judgments of yourselves and others. And this, on another hand, it's like, oh my God, because now something is happening. You're healing and you're ascending again onto the next level of your spiritual journey. And you're not, I'm not saying that you're going around judging people, but you will see exactly what this is going to boil down to. You're going to release yourself, and that's all what this you know, life is, this spiritual journey, it's all about. It's not necessarily forgiving and forgetting what certain people have done to us in our past, but it's just basically kind of stepping back and seeing things in a completely different light. And that's something that's powerful, that's so enlightening. You know, I'm not saying forgive to someone who's done something so nasty to you. No, baby, no. But it's just like kind of being able to step back and view the situation from a completely different angle. And that is like, oh my goodness. So this is why this is so important. And also, my gorgeous Aquamarini, at around the beginning of this week, you're gonna find yourself being surrounded by 2 or 3 different people. But this is something that you knew it's coming. This is something that you knew it's going to happen. And then, but what you will not know is that there is something that you're gonna learn from these people. There is something that you're gonna see. There is some kind of realization that you're gonna have without them talking to you directly. You're just gonna be watching these people and you're gonna get something, you know, something to do with money, something to do with the finances, some kind of amazing idea. And the bottom line is that this idea is gonna lead towards your financial situation being like more solid, but also towards you doing the right thing when it comes to your finances, protecting yourself, protecting your finances, and doing the right thing when it comes to like maybe saving the money in the long run as well. This is important, of course, because it is a kind of going to bring control over that particular aspect of your life. Control, focus, you will ground yourself, and at the same time you're going to recenter yourself as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Aquamarini, you know, it's like, again, you know, there is so much which is actually going to resolve itself when it comes to this week. So first, what is going to happen at around the end of this week, you know, you're actually going to have this, you know, there is going to be like almost like some kind of conversation that you're going to have again with like a few different people, but you're really going to enjoy yourself. And then you're going to realize, you know what, maybe I should take everybody's input into consideration here. It's all about merging viewpoints to create a better solution for yourself. And it's all about understanding that you need to take your time, but there is also understanding that there is no need to rush. What am I talking about? It's about you like dealing with some kind of situation that have placed you in such a position in your life where you had to do certain things for such a long time, but you knew that you had to pay attention to so many other things as well. Almost like it's to do with the situation that caused you to be so stressed and that caused you to not to be yourself as well. Almost like if you haven't felt yourself for a while because of the amount of stress and anxiety that you've been going through, only because you couldn't do exactly what you wanted to do. Only like it's almost as if you had to like kind of act in a certain situation where you should never act, for example, around a certain people. And this is all caused by you maybe like kind of understanding that you have to do certain things for a while until something better, for example, comes along. And but that unfortunately does put you in such a position where you are a kind of, you feel like your hands are tied at the back. And this is how I can explain this. Almost like it's like to do with like a bit of a self-imposed prison. It's like a self-imposed prison. You know what's happening, you know what you are doing, but then at the same time you just know that you need to be patient and carry on, because you know sometimes in this life we need to do things that we don't want to do in order to get to the specific destination. So it's to do it. So that in itself, it's not only the moment in time where your hands were like tied behind your back for so long, but then at the same, it was preventing you to be yourself. You know what I mean? So emotionally you will affect that particular balance. So naturally that created a certain burden, my gorgeous Aquamarini. So this is what I'm talking about. So take everybody's input into consideration, because you're gonna be talking with a few different people, and these are people that are really good. These are people that are amazing. These are probably your friends or really incredible family members. Maybe there are a couple of people, maybe there are a few people, maybe there is only like a one person, you know, but I'm talking about amazing people in your life, you know. And this is why I say to take everybody's input into consideration, because you are going to realize something through these people. You're gonna realize something, you know, and this is so important, because at the same time intuitively you will become very, very determined to kind of deal with that burden that was created, very determined to come out of your shell, very determined to come out of your comfort zone, you see. So this is brilliant, because at the same time, this is to do with your vision, how you want your life to be. And you also need to understand that, you know, this in itself is just so important, because at the same time, it's not only like kind of to do with your vision, how you want your life to be, but this is something that was standing in your way and something that was preventing you to kind of like be yourself and to carry on with this particular vision, something that you had on your mind for the last 7 months. You cannot do this unless you're fully yourself. So this is why this is so important. That particular vision that I'm talking about, it's something that was on your mind for the last 7 months quite a lot, and it's how you want your life to be. It's almost like, oh my God, this is the path for my happiness, for example. This is why this is so important. But you also need to understand that that particular vision, you know, this is something that is actually going to manifest in as little as 10 months time. In exactly 10 months time, you will see where this, what's happening right now, is going to take you. So there was something that was holding you back terribly lately, but now, thank God, you are most certainly and most importantly coming out of it. Okay, my gorgeous Aquamarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.